Sometimes the incision from your surgery or injury heals so that it's barely noticeable, but sometimes it leaves a painful or problematic scar. Maybe your scar is thick and lumpy, or maybe it's stuck really hard and the skin doesn't move right. Maybe it limits your motion or is tightened up so much that it pulls on you. Perhaps your scar feels like a piece of tape stuck to you and it's annoying. Maybe it's getting rubbed by your clothes or your shoes and restricting your shoe or clothing choices. There are several treatments that can be done for scars to make your scars more comfortable. Let's start with a scar that is stuck very tightly to you. We call that adherent. Scar massage is one treatment for when a scar is stuck. So here we have an example of an adherent scar. That means that the scar is stuck to the tissue underneath. You can see here on her other ankle how the skin moves freely. You can even kind of pick it up and roll it. That's how your skin should move. Sometimes when your incision heals, the scar tissue sticks to itself in all the layers, and then you end up with something like this. Now we've actually already worked on this scar a little bit today, so it's moving better, but you can see when I try to move it how just nothing moves. And so here you can see it's moving a little bit better through these ends. And what you're going to want to do with a scar that's stuck is you want to actually try to make it move. Don't use any massage lotion. People talk about vitamin E oil. That's for a different purpose. When you do a scar massage, your goal is to have your finger firmly stuck to the skin, and then what you're going to try to do is actually make the skin move with your finger. Again, you want that skin moving freely. You can always compare it to the symmetric part on your body and see if it's moving well enough. So then you're just going to work it. It'll often get freer from the ends first, like this end did. You're going to want to work it to try to get it to move as much as possible. It'll be sore if you work on it too much, so you may have to limit it. The other thing that sometimes happens is if your incision is relatively fresh or it didn't heal well, you might break it open. So on parts where you have a little bit of a scar or scab, you would want to be careful not to work it too hard there. And so this is generally the treatment. You're trying to get that to move. If you remember how I tried to pick the other side up and roll it, so you want to try to do that too. And you can see how this one won't lift up at all. So we can try to get it to lift like we did on the other side. And this is called skin rolling. But your goal is to get the skin to move as freely as the other side. If you don't get your scar moving freely, sometimes it feels like you have a piece of tape stuck to you. Sometimes it actually restricts the motion of the joint. And sometimes a scar will even contract and it will actually twist the ankle out in this case. Or sometimes it can contract, for instance, on something smaller like toes or an elbow, where it'll actually pull the joint into an unusual angle. Cupping was recently made popular by the Olympics for increasing circulation in muscle. Cupping can also be used on adherent scars. It's quite effective at pulling the scar away from the tissue beneath.
We can also treat scars by utilizing an ancient Chinese practice called cupping. So as you see here, we have a scar and we've attached the suction cup with some ultrasound gel. And what we can do is massage the scar by drawing up the suction and sliding it. You can see where it's a little bit adherent there. Sliding it along the scar. So we can use the suction. So this technique draws the scar layer away from the underlying layers, and it helps to break up the scar tissue by that, as well as bring blood flow into the area. So you might see a little bit of redness form around the area, and that's fine. It'll fade away after the massage is done. And this is a really effective way to treat scars on all areas of the body. We can use different size cups and fit in different small areas as needed for that.
If your scar is thick and lumpy, we call that hypertrophic. You may have already heard that a hypertrophic scar may benefit from vitamin E oil and massage, but research has shown that applying a thick sheet of silica gel can help the scar remodel, causing the surface to become more flat and smooth. Care gel is the original and the one the research was done on, but many brands available in your grocery store or pharmacy have made a similar product. It seems the biggest difference is that the Care is twice as thick and therefore creates more surface tension. If you want to be sure of the results, go for the one with the research done on it. You wear the silica sheet on your scar 24/7 and only remove it for bathing. Another treatment that can be done for scars is ETPS, or electrical acupuncture as I like to nickname it. It sends a mild DC electrical current, meaning a 9-volt battery, through the scar using these units, and the scar feels softer and more pliable after the treatment. Sodium chloride iontophoresis is another proven method to decrease the thickness of a scar. This is something that only some physical therapists have the equipment to do. Using a machine specifically for the purpose, sodium chloride is electrically propelled into the scar. I usually like to do scar massage first, then do the iontophoresis, and then massage the scar again, just to get a before and after, to be sure that it's effective in each individual case. The massage after the sodium chloride is most important because the chloride ions in the solution actually disrupt the disulfide bonds in the scar. This is what makes the scar softer, and this is the ideal time to massage the scar to improve the quality. If you have a scar and you're wondering if we can help, come in for a 15-minute free screening. Call today to schedule it. We serve Northern Virginia and Virginia Beach. Call our central scheduling line at 703-723-7726. If this video helped you, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook or LinkedIn, or check out our website for more.